Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy to see everybody. As y'all can see, I'm not in my regular location. Had a couple of things I had to take care of today. Took care of those things, but I'm online. Like I told you, I am here. What's up, y'all? What's up? Good to see. I see we got a few people on the line. Yes, this is really me. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on? I wanted to say thank you first of all before we get started. For even checking out our live slash pre-recorded presentations because I had some stuff I had to take care of. But we're in the house, y'all. Do me a favor for those of you who are here, like and share your page. Let me know where you coming in from. Are you coming in from Facebook, coming in from X, coming in from YouTube? Where are you coming in from? Good to see y'all. Looking for y'all in the chat and everything. What's good? What's good, y'all? Good to see y'all. So look, y'all, let's get this thing started. We're not gonna be long tonight because again, it's Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's chilling. And I want you to be able to, enjoy the rest of your evening and stuff like that. Listen, welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Our starting goals here is to help 500 people bring their imagination into reality by way of putting this thing into work. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Donald Francis, and I'm so happy to meet you with much love, peace, respect, joy, love, and all that good stuff. You won't only see us here, but you'll see us also on It's Life Podcast. We're located right there on YouTube and also on Facebook. If you like entertainment, you like short films and stuff like that, guess what? We got another short film that's coming out real good, real soon, and another skit right here on It's All You TV, ITZALLYOU TV for all of you who are on Spotify, only located right there on YouTube. Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Glad to see everybody that's here. Do me a favor, let me know where you're shouting out from. I'm saying, Gabriel, good to see you. Gabriel, good to see you. Oh man, good to see you. How you doing? Good night. Good night. Good to see you from YouTube. Good to see you. Gabriella, right? Did I say right? Gabriella? Yeah, Gabrielle, right? Good to see you. I'm glad to see everybody. What I'm saying? Here I see some people are ghosting me. I see y'all. Yeah, I got about 10, 15 people. Okay, and it's coming up. But y'all ghosting me. What's up, y'all? Let me know where you shouting out from. Let me know exactly where you shouting out from. What's going on? Got you. Okay, got you. Okay, Gabby, what's going on? All right, it's Gab. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. It's simplified for me, Gab. You know what I'm saying? I'm always not good with names and stuff like that, but it's please charge it to my mind and not my heart. I promise y'all. Never been a good name reader, but I do remember people and I do remember their name once I get it. Hi, Gab. What's going on, y'all? Good to see y'all. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Gab, I know. Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm glad to see everybody. So listen, y'all. We got a good presentation today. Obviously, we all know that I want to talk to you about some stuff, especially when we talk about internal conflict. It's a very, very important topic. And it's a sensitive topic because, again, I think that everybody, go through internal conflict. Do me a favor before I get started. Let me know. Can you hear me good? Let me. Okay. I sometimes I use my tablet just to check on my my audio and stuff like that. And I wanted to say thank y'all for even chiming in each and every time that we do air out. It's not but so much of how many people that come on, but we have a lot of people in our community that look, they look in, through their email address and stuff like that, and that's connected to any of our platforms through our software that connects the platforms together. So again, I just want to say thank you all, saying for doing that. I got a special guest that's going to come up this next week. That was supposed to come up the last week. We did have a pre-interview, which was great, but he says, listen, Donald, I want to bless your platform and I want to make sure I go live with you. This person, he is worth a lot of money, box office, and people are wondering where you get these people from and this and the other. When you network with one person, you get a chance to network with a whole bunch of other people and God start to bless. You get what I'm saying? I'm just so fortunate to, before we get started, just want to share my gratitude. I'm just so fortunate to be able to, sharing covenant brothers, what I'm saying, with people who got 1,000,002 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, people who are on Facebook, who got tons and tons. We got about maybe 3.1K, on Facebook. But one thing about Facebook I've learned is that you have the ability to maintain, the kind of followers and stuff like that. But when it comes down to YouTube, people have to do this stuff by choice, and I'm not too sure if we're doing too good on X, but people actually chime in through X, formerly known as Twitter. You get what I'm saying? So look, let's get this thing started. Listen, internal conflicts is something that's very, very serious because the internal conflict can be caused by many, many things. It could be caused by people, it could be caused by places, it could be caused by your past. It could be caused by words and stuff that people have said, before, even when you were young, and some things you might come into interact, you might interact with other people, have a conversation, all of a sudden people say certain things and it reopen up a sore cut, and it's internal, it's like an internal bloodshed, that you have a conflict. But then also you might have another conflict as to where you're put up under pressure. Today I had a specific test. I'll tell you about that a little later. But I had a certain test, and the grade really, really depended on if I was going to be at a certain status, and it was pressure because the day before I've discovered the pressure, and I'm thinking that I'm anticipating something even that much more worse today because of what took place yesterday. I mean, it bothered me so much and it conflicted me internally so much that I really didn't get a chance to get any sleep, because I really, really wanted to make sure that I would make people proud. When people invest in you, and they share their time with you, their things, their money with you, the best thing you can do is deliver. You get what I'm saying? And that's the reason why y'all, no matter how many people chime in, no matter how many people ghost us and watch us, I'm going to forever come on as long as I'm doing this. Breathing. As long as I'm breathing, I'm going to forever be up on YouTube, giving value and stuff like that. My sister Tiffany is on the line. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, sis. I'm always going to make sure that I deliver and stay consistent. I oftentimes tell people, stay consistent in anything that you do, no matter what you do, no, rather good, bad, or indifference, because I'm going to tell you why. It will show no matter how much you're conflicted on the inside, you are consistent enough, to say, I'm still going to stay in the race no matter what. You get what I'm saying? So again, internal conflict is really, really crazy. When you're up under pressure, you're being tested, you're being judged, people want to see exactly what you got. People are always comparing you to other people, depending upon what category you're in, rather movie making, rather, preaching, rather, you have a test, rather you have colleagues. For those of you who have secular jobs and stuff like that, you got a colleague. They're like, look, we've trained you. It's been about 2-3 days. It's time for you to, be on your own. Bang, here it is. We're depending on you. And then, you want to make the person who taught you look good, and then you got other people who are rooting for you, but then you got the other people like, all right, let's see what you got, and see, one thing I've learned about driving, when anybody take a driver's test, always remember, and I don't know who I'm talking to, but always remember, the person that get in as an instructor, they're not there to teach you how to drive during a driving test, a road test. They're there to see how confident you are about your own driving. That's what it's all about. And such it is with everything else, such it is with everything else, as to where, listen, whatever it is, you're being tested on your job, being tested for a position, they want to see your confident level, and if you don't have any confidence, forget the mess ups, because if you do it and you're scared and you're afraid and you mess up, they're going to see how much of a scary cat you really are and you look like, because you're afraid. You get what I'm saying? But if you're confident and you have a little mess up in confidence, they say, just a little spill. Let's don't worry about it, because I feel your confident level, which let me know that you understand the work, your craft, where you're going, what you're doing, how you want to get there, and everything. So I got some templates. You get what I'm saying? And again, like Tiff said, consistency is the truth. Consistency is where it's at. You got to be consistent in everything that you do. So listen, let's say also, before we go to our first template, let's talk about how you can be conflicted with making a decision. How about that? How about making a decision? Let's say, for an example, you are the manager in your position, and you have your best friend who works for you in your department. You got what I'm saying? Your best friend is the worst worker. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody else is delivering, but you're trying to be faithful to your best friend by pulling your friend to the side. Say, listen. I know me and you've been friends for years. But you do know that this position, my money depends on it, my life depends on it, and the workers that work under me depend on it, and I want you to make it. I want you to keep your job. I want you to keep your position, or whatever you're doing bad. you're doing bad, and I want you to do better, and if you're going to fail anything, I like the way Mr. Trey Trainey says it. It says fail forward, don't fail backwards. You get what I'm saying? So, and then you have to make a decision, because now you got your bosses saying, that guy who they don't know to be your best friend, or that girl who they may not know to be your best friend, that they're really the weakest link on our company. And I think you have to get rid of that one. You are now conflicted inside, because you understand all of what your best friend is going through, all of the financial struggles that they're facing, the kids that are depending upon them. You know what I'm saying? Their wife, their hubby that's depending, no matter what it is, you see? And then now you got to try to make this executive decision on how you're going to tell the person that's in your department that's happen to be your best friend, gotta let you go. And what kind of pressure does that put you and your friend? Because see, sometimes, even when you're in a particular position, no matter how much your best friend is your best friend, they're going to feel that because of this kind of act, you've been with them all along. And they're going to be mad that you're not fighting for them and costing your own job. You get what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question. Put in the description before we get, what would you do in that particular matter? Being conflicted internally, not knowing how to make this decision, and you got 2 days to do it. So those are ways, right, that we can be conflicted internally. Rather you have to talk to a family member, whatever the case may be. These are ways. But then what happens when it's turned on the other side? As where you have a friend who happen to be the manager, whatever the case be, you work under them, and they have to tell you, you can't, we have to let you go. Tiff, and it's Friday, y'all. Let's rock tonight. Tiff said you have to separate business from friendship and make that clear in the beginning. Bars. Gab, what you saying, Gab? Bars. Absolutely. That's exactly what we have to do. Make that, and then too, because see, best friends and people who are close to you, even family, might be like, yo, listen, don't forget, put a good word in for me. Ba 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 ba. Because see, sometimes people think that when you get a specific position and y'all grew up with each other, all of a sudden you can start coming to work late. That's not helping you. All of a sudden they have to put this report in and they didn't get it, then they behind in different reports. That ain't good for you. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking at my notes. That ain't good for y'all. Ain't good for us. So sometimes you got to make that internal conflicted, decision and let them know it's no hard feelings. That's why Tiff said, look, let people know straight off the bat. It ain't happening, Captain. You feel what I'm saying? This is business and this is friendship. That's how it is. So look, let's take a look at what we have to do in order to overcome internal conflicts, because I'm gonna tell you, I think that is very much important. How about this? Identify the source of the conflict. Now, obviously, we all know that this is something that's very, very obvious, but why not start off obvious? Recognize the thoughts, feelings, circumstance contributing to the internal conflict. Understand the root causes. The root causes is the first step toward resolution. I'll say it again. Understanding the root causes is the first step to resolution. Let me tell you something. I think that today, and I want you to talk to me real quick, and I want you to know that's my reason for never working with family or friends. Look at what Tip said. That's my reason for never working with family or friends. Absolutely. But let's talk about this real quick, right? Because see, I think that this world today is very, very different from the world I've come from. Miss Tiff come from. You know what I'm saying? Gab, I'm sure you come from. I'm sure. Whomever else that's going this, because we got like 10 people I'm looking at who haven't said nothing to us, but they're here. And I'm sure I don't see today. There's so many people, they got this thing, and I never really gotten used to it. That's this phrase we call feel away. You ever heard of that phrase before? I feel away. Back in the days, we used to call out how we felt. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm a little envious. I'm a little jealous. I got tight because this person, and sometimes based upon, a person's mood, attitude, what they say, will determine the general overall word for that particular circumstance. Yeah, I was kind of mad because, you got that jacket. I told you not to get it. They liking you with it, this, that, and the other, depending upon the level of maturity, right? That's called envious, you know. Jealousy is something a little bit different than envious, A jealous person is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They want the jacket you got on, and they want to be you, which means that the characteristic trait is I hate you because you're just that good and I'm jealous of you. Versus I'm a little envious of the fact that you got that coat and I really want that. You know, you don't want to kill them or anything like that. But there are people in this world, I believe, that need to learn how to express themselves a little bit more, even if it's to themselves. If it's not, even if it's not to you, even if it's just to themselves, say, yo, listen, this is how I'm feeling to me. Even if to write it down, identify, right? Like we talked about, identify the root to the problem, right? Identify the source and where the conflict come from. At least admit it to you if you can't admit it to nobody else. Admit it to you. Yo, I'm conflicted. I don't like this. I'm upset. And then you know what happens when you're conflicted? Now, everything that's little about that particular person or about that situation or about that category becomes magnified, and nothing else in the world matter except that. It's like a big breakup. You break up with, someone that you love, and there's tons of other people that's out there in the world. You ain't even married to the individual, but because you shared time with them, shared yourself with them, shared money with them, and this, that, and the other, it's like that individual for a certain season only matter. Like nobody else in this world is better than that individual. And you start to get conflicted, and then that change you into being rebellious on certain things, being, what's that word I'm looking for? It's not even just being rebellious, but I hear the word much more often. But it'll come back to me. I know the word I'm looking for. I'm just going lost for words. But again, you fall in love with somebody. You're not even married, whatever the case be. But then all of a sudden now you're conflicted. You start to think other ways. You start to do other stuff. And then you start to do other stuff that's not even in your character. You start to go with somebody else, post pictures up on Facebook. You're saying to share with people. Oh, and allow for people to think that you're dead in love with this person when everybody knew it's just been a month that you broke up with the last person. Wow, Tiff is spitting bars. Let me see what she said. Says, believe it or not, today's society is, oh yeah, way more absolutely materialistic. They are than we were coming up, right? It was made, right? Jealousy and envy, the biggest cancer to any friendship or relationship, and even working with people. Oh my God, Tiff, you are spitting bars today. And it is true because back then was much different. The toxicity today is crazy because people are more about vanity. They're all about how they look. It's like love me. You know what I'm saying? You want to go with the next other person that look like that they are compatible to you, but they're not internally character-wise. You're both going with each other because we both look good. And that's about that. We have no other objectivity. You feel what I'm saying? You want to go out, you want to, chill, and understand the other technology. Absolutely. Tip was like technology, social media is a gift and curse at the same time because you got people, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that make you feel conflicted, right? Is, let's say for example, you call a friend or you call somebody, they don't pick up the phone, you ain't speak to them in a while, but then you see them on Facebook and they're posting, yo, I'm changing my life, taking another road, letting people go. Right away, you're gonna think, wow, they talking about me. Gotta be talking about me. Because I just called you like 3, 4, 5 times and you didn't pick up the phone. But you're like, I'm getting new people in my life, going a new road. And see, when you got social media, you have to have tough skin. You have to have tough heart. You got to have tough mental. Because see, here's the deal. I'm the type of person that I take a look at where we last left off before I decide to jump to conclusions. Until you show me otherwise, when I see you, because again, I'm gonna always give a person the benefit of a doubt. Maybe you're just conflicted by something, and right now you don't want to talk about it. You're in your space and stuff like that. Anybody you consider to be a friend, and I'll tell you this: friendship or friend should never be thrown out or thrown around like the word love. Friendship and the word love should never be played with. You get what I'm saying? And see, sometimes you can love a person because both of you love one other thing and they don't have to be each other. Understand what I'm saying? This is the stuff that causes conflict because here's the deal. After all of the sparkles and the lights and the bling bling is over, guess what happens on the inside? Now you come to the realization, what do I actually really have in common with you besides the fact that we like to look good and go out and have everybody else be a part of our relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And then Tiff says the flip side of that is people become gangster. Oh man, gangster behind the keyboard. In other words, people got more mouth behind the keyboard, but when they see you, they straight cake. You get what I'm saying? Again, all of this stuff is what we consider to be conflicted, right? Watch this. Here's another thing that we have to learn how to do, and if not to anybody else, to us, acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge your feelings at least to yourself. Yo, I feel like this. I feel like that. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's an amazing thing, to acknowledge, because when you allow yourself to feel, acknowledge all of your emotions related to the conflict, whatever it is, without judgment, understanding your feelings is crucial for resolving internal conflict. Let me tell you, understanding you, and sometimes you got to see you or see how you're going to feel about a situation based upon somebody else's. They call it this energy or spirit or personality. Like, I don't think me and you going to rock. So let me see what I'm going to have to do in order for me to alter, and get along with this person for the job's sake, or respect this person for the job's sake. Because if I don't, I'm going to be really, really conflicted to the point that I start acting upon what it is that I feel like doing. Anybody ever been there before? Anybody ever really, really been there before? People pushed you into, what I don't like? I'm going to tell you what conflicts me a lot, y'all. What conflicts me a lot is when there are people who can see you're about peace, right? And people who can see that you're about, being peaceable to everybody else. But then they're always trying to put you in a particular ring by speaking bad of your good when you mean no harm. You get what I'm saying? Tiffany said, remember. She said, remember, we can't control what other people do, but we can control how we respond. And I'm glad that, Tiff, you put the word respond rather than react, because some people don't think when they react, but they think when they respond. That meant that before I respond, let me think about this. Because if I reacted, reflexes is something. And like I said, I don't like when people, y'all, try to put people in a particular fight when they're a peaceable person. I never seen people, and I never knew that people can actually be like that, as to where that they just don't like the fact, or they be around you long enough, try to know who you are, understand the other, and all of a sudden they try to make what's so good so bad, because they're conflicted about your good and how other people react to your good. A real friend will know your failures, they'll know your weaknesses, and still be your friend, and know that they can help develop you through that. You get what I'm saying? I just don't like that. And then like Tiffany is saying, misery loves company, and it's sad, because when you have somebody, first of all, I'm a living witness to the point that you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have peace, then you'll never get peace or give peace. If you ain't got love, if you don't have any respect, if you don't have any, if you don't know how to, to have respect for others, you can't give what you don't have. And that's the bigger point, That's the bigger point. So at the end of the day, at least acknowledge your own feelings to yourself and understand your limits. There's a word I want to introduce to everybody that you know very, very well. It's called what they call prevention. To prevent, it's always good that you can think ahead so that you can prevent what it is that you see. You get what I'm saying? It's a good thing to prevent certain things. I'm feeling something here. I don't think it's kind of cool. So let me just reinvent my mind, my thought, so I can prevent anything that's possible, or that's potential, Look, before we go to the next one, y'all, just want to let you know, do me a favor. Can y'all please think about our giveaways, and we'll be right back with the next 4 tips. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, Donald Francis, and welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Yo, we're already giving away gifts, and we're only a few subscribers in. The only thing you have to do is go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. One more time, manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. After you do that, you'll type in giveaways and type in one of the topics that we talked about on our platform. and bam, it's over. Just like that. Back to the program.
Gonna hit the ground running.
Running. That's not time for Roblox. So yeah, y'all. So listen, y'all, you get a chance, you know what I'm saying? Go right there to our giveaways if you wanted to get, into the runabout giveaways, in which we'll be doing that in the next month or so, because we want to give away bigger stuff. So we have to save to give away bigger stuff and better stuff. You can just go right there, and I'd appreciate it if you can. Go right there to, manifestthoughts888@gmail.com, right here at the bottom of your screen. And yeah, put in giveaways, y'all. And you never know what we're giving away the next time. I tell you, we try our best to do that so that we can have fun. And I love the best part of my program is giving stuff away. And please do me a favor, anytime that we ask you to participate in the giveaway, it's not that we feel that you need anything, but it's just the love and the thought that we have for people who actually support us. You get what I'm saying? I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. They say that giving is better than receiving, and that's what we want to do. Want to give as much as we can. So listen, y'all, let's go to the next one real quick. Seek different perspectives. Sometimes we can feel away, right? When you seek different perspectives, sometimes looking at the solution from a different perspective can provide new insight and solution. Try to see the conflict from another or outsiders, from an outsider's perspective, or consider what advice you would give to a friend in a similar situation, whatever the situation is. Because a lot of times you got people who try to seek, a lot of advice because they feel a particular way about certain things. Think about you not being in the conflict while your friend or somebody that is in the conflict, or a colleague, or whatever the case may be. Think about the advice you would give them. You're more rational when you're on that side, but when you're in the picture, you're not as rational because your feelings are in the play, and sometimes we have to tell our feelings how to act rather than for our feelings to tell us what to believe, about anything. Tiff says seeking different perspective helps, broaden the solution. Absolutely. And I'm grateful to that, because, sometimes we need a different perspective. We need a different, and I think that in life, what's conflicting in people, is that we fail to change perspectives. Why? Because we want to believe our own perspective. And that's all it is. It's like, I want to believe this is my story. This is what I'm sticking with. And that's all I want. I don't want nobody else to say nothing else to me. I don't want nobody to do nothing. That's just what it is, end all be all. And that's not the case. You got to sometimes think about another perspective so that you'll be able to come to the best solution that would benefit you and another individual, so that you won't act accordingly. Listen, got 2, 3 more. And listen, watch this. Practice mindfulness and meditation. But let's go back to seek different perspective for a quick second, because one of the things that I realized is that seeking a different perspective is also good, because you don't want to think about nobody. You want to hear nothing else anybody else said. That's why you have to think, you have to respond rather than react. Thank you, Tiff. Got to respond to certain things rather than react. But let's get a little deeper than that. Let's say you have a esteem that you're really, really battling with. Feel that your head is too big, your nose is too big, ears is too small. You think you're too big, you think you're too small. You compare yourself. Comparison is a joy killer, and a lot of people are conflicted because in life, we are comparing ourselves to other people when God made you perfect. And one of the things that I did know and I've learned is that sometimes people, they're not really trying to be themselves. 9 times out of 10, they're trying to be somebody else according to the image in their mind. And so you've grown into a particular way, that you say to yourself, I am so sick and tired of being like, or thinking about. And of course, we have inspirations. We have people who we might think of. If somebody taught you how to play basketball, you're going to think about that person, what I'm saying, when you start to practice and stuff like that, until that become you, and then you elevate that particular game to something else. Cinematography. I mean, I'm doing, videos and stuff now, but again, I think about my bro, Sean Cannell, I think about Mr. Peter McCannon. I think about 2 other people that you might not know who's, helping me, hands-on training. And again, I know I envision what they might do. Sometimes dealing with people or dealing with business. I want to give a shout out to my former supervisor and our boss. His name is Mr. Noel Velez. You know, and even to this day, I'm always impressed with how his perspectives are in life. He have a way that if you say something, he could repeat what you said, and it for some reason sound different than how you said it, even though you said the same exact words. He don't paraphrase anything like that. But Mr. Noel Velez is somebody that's so cool that he can turn around and be the most humblest person, in the room, and turn around and be the most smartest person in the room. Like, yo, who is this guy, who master stuff. It's good to inspire. Tiff said like this, says, it's a me and Tiff night tonight. It's good to be inspired by someone, right? Or something or someone, but you must put your own spin on it. I do know, Tiff, that there are people every now and again who, when they learn how to ride a bike, they have the training wheels off, but I love to look at that particular type of scenario when we talk about put our own spin on it. I like to think about when I first learned how to ride a 10-speed bike, and when a person teach a person how to ride a bike without any training wheels, they're holding to the back of the seat. They're running with you, you're balancing and you're riding the bike, you're pedaling and stuff like that. And you don't realize you're pedaling on your own because they're way back there. They're looking at you ride your own bike. You get what I'm saying? And that's exactly how life is. And that's how exactly what it is when you have to put a spin, on your own. You're taking the training wheels off, and you're spinning, you're doing what you got to do, and you're doing it, well. It's just that when you thought that, or you realized that they let go, that you didn't realize the gate that was in front of you. And just like me, maybe that's what's wrong with me. But anyway, Mr. Noel Velez is somebody, really, when he comes into the room, he's like the smartest dude on earth. You get what I'm saying? And that's the reason why everybody have to know that, listen, being the conflict on the inside, you look at different perspectives, in life, you must be inspired by people. You have to sometimes take on that identity, but then you make that identity yours. And all of a sudden you grow up out of that identity. You grow further than that. And now all of a sudden now you have your own way that you do. I love the way my mom had made macaroni and cheese, but then it wasn't until I put my own spin on making macaroni and cheese that I began to love my own macaroni and cheese. You get what I'm saying? Because again, it's crazy. It's a crazy phenomenon. But different perspectives will help you, y'all. You have to think about it. Think about different perspectives and not just only one-sided. I like the way companies are. When companies say we don't do this way, we don't do that way, because they have a particular group that helps solve problems forever. And they say, if we go down this road, if we open this particular door, this company is going to hit the wall. So here we go with that word, prevention, even in your own life. Listen to other perspectives so that you could prevent a lot of things and be rational about what you need to do versus how you feel. Sometimes we have to tell the confliction that's in us, how to act rather than for it to tell us what to believe. Because when you're at a low life or a low point in your life, that's what I want to say, and you feel like you're a low life, you feel what I'm saying? You'll start to think everything and accept everything that you think and accept everything everybody say. You get what I'm saying? And that's what dealing with internal conflict can do. It'll make you unsure about the things that you look like you're sure to do. And all of a sudden you start to melt. What happens with that? Because your mind have a way of losing when you're so used to being doubtful. Your mind have a way of always losing, even when you're producing and being productive. You know what I'm saying? You're showing results that you're moving. After a while, you're going to get to a particular level that if you stay in a thought or a mindset, or you allow for that conflict, you know what I'm saying, to continue to take you over and consume you, your mind will find a way to fail every time that you make it. That's why people were like, every time I would do good, I always find myself being pushed 10 times back. People, let me tell you, people don't push you 10 times back. You allow for that to happen. You feel what I'm saying? You allow. So listen, y'all, real quick commercial break. Remember Yolanda Brathwaite? She's coming to Brooklyn. I want y'all to come and see it.
Tales of a
Tales of a Grown Girl. Y'all know how she do. Don't forget, y'all. She got an ebook that's out. It's right there on Amazon. It's $12.99. 12 Tales of a Grown Girl was once a regular book, and then she made it into a play, and now she got her audio book, as where you can listen to the words, hear what it's saying, listen to her life, glean from it, be inspired. Watch this to write a book. You feel what I'm saying? And do it yourself. Yeah, And listen, she had to go through many conflicts, internally, and the stuff that her stuff is about in her book, in her play, it's wow. And I'm not even talking it up, y'all. I'm not even capping. I'm not even really. It's like wow. Every time that you see Yolanda, you'll want to hug her because of all the stuff that she had to endure according to her play and all of what had been. And I don't think she modified anything. I promise you that. So listen, let's go to another one real quick, y'all. Practice mindfulness and meditation. I'm gonna tell you something. Don't be a spiritist. Don't be doing seances. When you practice mindfulness and meditation, that means you're just giving yourself some space. These practices can help you remain present, right? And decrease stress and anxiety levels, making it easier to address internal conflicts with a clear mind. Sometimes you just got to sit, relax, be cool, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Meditate, say good things to yourself and about yourself and know that you are worth it. Can I tell you something? You are worth every bit of while you are here. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to figure out why you came. Why were you created in the first place? Do me a favor, people. Stop making the excuse, I didn't ask to be here. No, you were put here because you were qualified to do something. Don't sit on your rear end, you feel what I'm saying, and then wait and see if something's going to fall in your lap. That's the reason why we're helping people bring their imagination into reality by way of putting their hands to work to make it happen. You have to have a belief system in order for it to happen. And can I tell you something? On the flip side of conflict, sometimes you need an internal conflict to bring the best out of you. Sometimes we got to be on edge. Sometimes let me tell you, I had the most craziest experience, like I told you in the beginning of this conversation, the most craziest experience. It was a crazy experience, y'all, really honestly. Yesterday was crazy and bananas to the point that it affected me. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't even eat. I was up and I was trying to take care of something else for today's presentation. I was falling asleep, but then I was still up and I lay down and I was still up because I was like, oh, I need to make sure that I get this thing and I pass this test. And I wanted to make sure that everything was great. And I'm gonna tell you what happened to me today, y'all. So I'm at work and all of a sudden I get a text from my wife and she's like, yo, listen, they are lucky to have you. They're lucky that you're in their possession because you're holding it down right now. You're about to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do it and it's going to be all in your favor. I'm just paraphrasing, and that's all a brother needed. Can I tell you something? The resolve for your conflict is that all you need is somebody to just say kind words to you and to affirm who you know that you are. A lot of times we try to neglect who we know that we are, and we try to believe everything that people say. We try to believe all the negative that we've ever experienced. We try to believe our own mind by saying, "No, I'm not good enough. I'm not him." The lady might say she's not her. Comparison is a joy killer. You feel what I'm saying, y'all? And you can't believe everything. You got to sometimes tell your mind what to say, and not allow for your mind to consume you with thoughts and the vitamins you don't need in life. I don't know. I just feel like there's a turnaround all of a sudden. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't need you conflicted because of what you compare yourself up against. It's only been a certain amount of years for you to somebody else's 60 some odd years. And you're trying to be, and you might say, listen, I'm going to give myself 3 years to do X, Y, and Z, but I think I could do it in 2. It's okay to be ambitious, But if things don't work out the way you thought it should never conflict you. You know why? Because you're doing something. You're working toward the thing that you believe. And if you keep working toward the thing that you believe, eventually it's going to happen. But the question becomes, how much do you believe it? Because sometimes when you believe something, can I tell you a secret? You're going to have to go against your own mind and your own body. Like you got to go against the grain and tell yourself, yo, I'm not thinking like this today. Nah, it's not happening to me today. Nah. And one of the deaconesses in our church says, look, when you talk to yourself, you're within good company. All right. But sometimes you also got to convince you. You know what I learned about a product? Let's just say that you were the CEO and the founder of Apple products, or the CEO and founder of Android products, or whatever it is. Let's say that you were. You have to endure conflict. You get what I'm saying? Because again, at the same time, if you got to sell this product, watch this, to yourself before you sell it to anybody else. How you going to convince me and you ain't sold on your own self? How you going to convince me you can do this? And again, like I said, let's go back to the illustration. I only got one more template. That's why I'm ramping and raving. Watch this. How you going to sit there and say, because again, just like anybody who's going to a driver's test, that instructor want to know how good you are to you about your own driving. There was somebody who said to me, I said, yo, you good? He says, yeah, I'm good. But are you good? Because if you're not good, this is not going to be believable. Can I tell you something? I'm here tonight because I believe. I'm on social media Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because I believe. Before this, every single day because I believe. You feel what I'm saying? It's not about your numbers, because the belief that's inside of you, when you change your conflict into belief, then you change your belief into confidence. And then your confidence says, keep going. I don't care about what it looked like, because you will persevere. Somebody said this to me. It says a pirate, he dig one hole, then he dig another hole, then he dig another hole, because he's trying to find the gold. He dig the first one, not there. Dig the second one, not there. Third one, not there. But can I tell you something? He never ever get discouraged. You know why? Because he says the more and more he drill holes, the closer he's getting to the treasure. Can I ask you a question? How is it that you're going to give up when you're right at the brink of finding your treasure? You know, because 9 times out of 10, we allow for other people to put the internal conflict in us. You feel what I'm saying? Rather than for you to say, you know what? Psst, I turn the conflict into confidence. Yo, do me a favor. Can y'all put that in the description so I won't forget that? I like that. I think I want to speak on that on Sunday. Turn my conflict into confidence. I'll be finding a word everywhere. Again, this is what it's all about, y'all. Real quick, let's see. Let's go to the next one real quick, because I only got 2 more. So meditate, y'all. Meditate, speak to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Affirm some things about what you believe and what you know. And I don't mean affirm things by the way of seances. No, but you affirm. That's why you got to write some things down. It's always good to write things down so that you can go back and refer to it. Yo, just December 16th, 2024, 23. I was just feeling depressed. Now it's March the 8th, 2024, and I'm a different person from who I was at the time that I written this. You get a chance to monitor yourself. Watch, here's another one. There we go. That's it. Use a journaling tool. Use journaling as your tool. Write stuff down. Beat your PR to kill the conflict with inside of you. So you can say, listen, I know I was conflicted about certain things yesterday, but I don't feel as conflicted today like I did yesterday. And let me just tell you this story before we go to the last one, because we're going to land the plane. Let me tell you this story real quick. I was about my 30s when I flew an airplane. I didn't fly, but I took, I think it was Delta or something like that. And maybe I was in my, I was in my 30s, and maybe late 30s. But it's been a long time before that I took a plane. I was about a kid at the time. And I was like, yo, it's crazy, y'all. And I never really remembered turbulence and stuff like that. But when I got on a plane for the first time, it was like the first time ever as an adult. Got up on a plane on my way to Florida. And I mean, we kept hitting turbulence. For me, because it's been a while, I'm thinking that this is a normal thing. Follow me, y'all. And then we on our way out. I feel this thing. And and I'm like, wow, I'm in turbulence going crazy. And we almost dropped a couple of notches. All right, cool. By the time we landed, I was sitting next to a big, boned Jewish guy, and when we landed, I was like, yeah, that was good. He looked at me and says, that was the worst. I've never had or seen anything as such like this. And I was like, wow, I didn't know. It's not my territory. You feel what I'm saying? And then yesterday during my test, I mean, everything came at me to the point that I was a little overwhelmed, you know? But I was like, yo, okay, cool. If this is my first test, maybe this is the norm when this segment of the day come up. And then all of a sudden, when it was time for me to come home from Florida, now we're reverting back, the plane was so smooth, no turbulence. It's like luxury, high class, everything. And I was like, yo, where's the turbulence? I'm waiting for it. Oh, we're about to be in New York, about to land the next 10 minutes. Wait a minute, hold on, champ. But we didn't get no what happened? Come to find out that what happens in life, when you experience the worst moment in your life, you might think that that was the beginning of something that was terrible, and that's just how it is, and that's what you got to become comfortable with. But can I tell you something? Just like the airplane that I first took, and my first test that I took yesterday, and I thought that today was the actual test. Sometimes you got to go through the worst to endure the rest of everything that will become easy. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes the thing that you think might be the beginning of something crazy might have been the biggest part of the challenge, the biggest part of the ride. And so that the next time that you come back, or you come back to it, it's so smooth and so easy, just like a cold pool of water. After a while, the temperature just adapt to you or you to it. And all of a sudden you're like, psst, and that's life. Because see, your real journey, my friends, your real success is in the conflict. Sometimes we got to do this feeling like, it's a waste of time. Got to do this like, why am I even here? Anybody ever felt like that? Like, why am I even doing this? Why am I here? What am I here for? What's the cause? You telling your friends, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, and then somebody else come behind you doing the same thing, and they sky high, and you ask yourself, what am I doing this for? Obviously, there's some things we have to develop, but the conflict is where a lot of the confidence come in. And the confidence is where a lot of your success come in. Last one, we're going to land the plane, and hope that I'm giving you value. And if I am, do me a favor, just give me the thumbs up. Let me know. You got to take action on everything. And before we do that, let's remember Real Blocks.
Haven't you noticed the climate between cops and citizens? They think we're the problem.
I know, all right, I know.
We got Jay.
Tommy is a good cop. He's one of our own.
This is a direct response to all the pain we carry.
What did I do?
Well, since you don't remember, I'm gonna help you out.
Tommy, you didn't think he was gonna let him and his friend do it.
We just need to talk to him about it for him.
Find him!
Judah should be the last of your brothers.
Order in my courtroom now.
Don't forget, y'all, that's Flashes. It's coming out real soon. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they should be releasing it really, really soon. You get what I'm saying? Really, really soon. I kept saying that, every episode, but nah, it gets sooner and sooner and sooner. Last one, we got to learn how to take action, y'all. We got to learn how to take action. It's Friday. I'm in comfortable mode. You know what I'm saying? There's a good week that's coming up, good weekend coming up. But take action, everybody. Take action on how you feel. When you're conflicted, you got to take action and listen and say, I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to stay in this particular, situation here. Once you have, a clear understanding of where the conflict come from, and potential solutions, can take small measurable steps toward, the solution and stuff like that. It's always good that you take small measurable steps, toward the action, knowing that I'm clear on what I'm going through. I'm clear on why I'm going through it. I'm clear on what started it, where the root is. and I'm clear on what I have to do to get rid of it. Listen, you have to take action. That's what it's all about, you know? And then sometimes when you're conflicted internally, when it involves somebody else or involves somebody else, all you got to do is go speak to them and let them know, yo, listen, I feel this way, I feel that way, I feel this way. So speak to them, tell them, listen, this is how I feel. Even if you feel that they're not going to hear you, you have to talk and say something, you know, and at least get it off your chest and say, yo, look, you know, this is what it is. I don't, and can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you what I've learned during my journey. Everything don't require an answer. Sometimes all you got to do is just learn how to listen and go, all right, that's it. That's it. It's not going to take anything away from you, no matter what a person say. It's not going to take away from your value. It's not going to belittle you because, you know, somebody's saying something you might not want to hear. It's not going to belittle anybody else if you say something to somebody that they might not want to hear. And I'm not talking relationships. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about any type of friendship, anything. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, y'all. I hope we've given you value tonight. It's Friday. You know, it's a relaxing, you know, weekend. I hope that you have a great weekend. I hope that you have a good plan for this weekend. I hope that you have a productive and a blessed weekend and a safe weekend at the same time too. I hope you get you some rest and relax. Watch this. Saturday is about to be lit because tonight, because whatever rest I didn't get last night, bet your bottom dollar, and I don't even gamble, I'm going to make it tonight. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm glad I don't have to really travel because I am home, you know, and every time that you see me here, yeah, I'm home, you know, but I'm doing what I can to make it all happen. I see 22 people that's looking in. I don't know whether it's because I got two new pages that I didn't tell everybody about, but people flooded it out. And I'm like, wow, okay, 22 back. I see, but I see 2 over here and I see 22 over there. All right, y'all. But look, y'all, this your boy Donald Francis. I hope that you've gotten some value tonight. Go back and take a look at this and refer to it if you ever have a conflict the next time that you do. Say, yo, what did Donald say about this? What did he say about that? What did Tiff say about this? What is Gabby saying about that? What did anybody say? You know? And again, and by the way, let me just make this one last announcement. I'm airing out on my old YouTube page, which is my most recent one. You get what I'm saying? But we cannot log on to it except through StreamYard. We can't log on to it, and I can't put up any videos without StreamYard. I can't put up anything, no thumbnails or anything like that, because for some reason Google can't find that email that it's under. So I created a new YouTube channel, and it's already in the description. You know, if you can go and subscribe there, we'll really appreciate that. People flooded out really quick, so I'm glad about that. So I'm airing out from that page and the old page, just in case that there are people who are still connected to that, Facebook, X, and all that other good stuff. Until then, listen, y'all, can't wait to see y'all on Monday, and I can't wait to see y'all next Wednesday. Can't wait to see y'all next Friday again, and we're going to do it again, all right? Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll be talking to you. Yo, it's your boy Donald Francis. This Manifest Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality, and until next time, salute.